Lost Coaster of Superstition Mountain is a very unique CCI wooden coaster at Indiana Beach in Monticello, Indiana. The ride opened in 2002 and is actually Indiana Beach's most recent wooden roller coaster, but this ride is drastically different from the other two, Hoosier Hurricane and Cornball Express, as well as pretty much every other coaster in general. The ride has pretty unimpressive stats on paper with a measly height of 35 feet, speed of 20 miles per hour, and only 1,400 feet of track, but this ride doesn't seem to match those stats at all. Because of this ride's compact footprint in and out of indoor sections, the ride feels way faster than it actually is, and it also way longer, partly due to some slow sections of track with theming elements. The ride's theming isn't crazy impressive, but for a small park like Indiana Beach, it really adds to the ride, with a few animatronics, rock work, some very loud sound effects, and general audio. This ride, on top of all these unique features, was also originally a dark ride of all things, and then converted into a roller coaster by CCI towards the end of their run as a manufacturer in 2002. And did I mention this ride also has an elevator lift hill, the only wooden coaster that I know with one, and basically a buzz bar restraint inside of a mesh cage where half of the seats are facing backwards. Yeah, this ride has a lot going on, but let's get right to the actual ride experience of this extremely unique coaster. The ride starts off with an elevator lift, as I mentioned before, and while the elevator rises to the first track section, a skeleton animatronic warns you of what's ahead and even mentions that you should get him a taco at a nearby taco stand at the park. The gravity section of the coaster starts with a tight turn delivering some solid laterals into the main outdoor portion of the ride, with a couple really solid ejector moments with some more lateral fill transitions in between. Then the ride takes another 180-degree turn over a small portion of the lake surrounding Indiana Beach, Lake Schaefer. It then goes into a few more solid airtime hills, eventually leading you back indoors with some more tight turns and nice cave theming. The ride then comes to a complete stop for a theming section with a miner saying "fire in the hole" before the ride is released from the brakes into another airtime-filled double down drop into another tight turn, slamming you to the side of the train. It then zigzags its way through another indoor section and comes to another almost complete stop until eventually diving down for another good airtime moment, especially in the back car. After the drop, the ride goes into another indoor zigzag section, violently slamming riders from side to side until they reach a very loud train, honking at riders a couple times. The ride then exits the indoor section once again into the final brake run. I really do love Lost Coaster, and it was a real highlight at Indiana Beach. It reminds me a lot of Mystery Mine at Dollywood with both indoor and outdoor coaster sections, but I do think Mystery Mine does it slightly better. I only got one ride during my visit, but I think it was in the best row possible, row 3 of the possible 4, which has the benefit of being backwards the whole time and the whip of being in the back of the two cars. The ride has a surprising amount of ejector airtime and very violent laterals, all while still being pretty comfortable with padded seats and the track being pretty smooth. At the park, I do slightly prefer Cornball Express and Steel Hog, but Lost Coaster is no slouch either, being placed third in the park in my opinion. If you are anywhere in the area near Indiana Beach, I highly recommend checking this park out, especially for Lost Coaster, which is easily the most unique and weird coaster I've been on in the best way possible. This ride is pretty low capacity though, so I do recommend hitting this ride first during your visit, due to it only having 8 riders per train and often running just the one train. Be sure to subscribe for more coaster reviews and be on the lookout for more Indiana Beach videos in the near future.